From the moment Marina picked up that brown envelope on the park bench, she felt something inside her whisper that doing the right thing still mattered. She didn't know who it belonged to, and she certainly didn't understand the complicated papers tucked inside, but she knew one thing with absolute clarity: someone, somewhere, was worried about losing it. For 3 days she kept it safe, checking it again and again, afraid even a corner might bend. Despite her worn-out shoes and the long walk ahead, she chose honesty over convenience, responsibility over fear. And when she finally decided to return it, she wasn't thinking about rewards or recognition. She just believed that lost things should go back to their owners, no matter how small you feel in a world that rarely notices goodness. Sometimes, the purest kind of bravery is simply choosing to do the right thing when no one is watching. Stepping into the towering glass building felt like entering another world entirely. Marina's clothes were simple, her backpack worn at the edges, and her footsteps almost silent on the polished floors that reflected everything like mirrors. Around her, people in expensive suits moved with purpose, barely glancing her way, as if their world and hers had never meant to cross. She could feel the weight of their curiosity, the quick looks that questioned why a small girl from a modest life had wandered into a place built for power and wealth. But Marina kept walking, holding the envelope close, reminding herself why she was here. Every step echoed a quiet courage, the courage to stand in a space that wasn't made for her, and still believe she had every right to do what was right. Sometimes, the bravest moments are the ones where you walk forward even when you feel completely out of place. When Marina finally reached the office, she held out the envelope with both hands, hoping the man behind the massive desk would understand why she had come. But instead of gratitude, she was met with laughter, loud, careless, and cutting. Grant Harrington glanced at his assistant, amused, as if a child standing there with sincerity in her eyes was nothing more than a harmless joke. Marina felt her cheeks burn, not from guilt, but from the sting of being dismissed so easily. She tried to explain where she found the envelope, how she protected it, how she searched for the company using the limited computer time she had at school. Yet every word seemed to entertain him more. In that moment, she realized how quickly some people judge appearances, how easily kindness can be mistaken for a prank. But even as their laughter echoed, Marina refused to step back. Sometimes, strength is found in staying steady when others fail to see your worth. Just when Marina began to doubt herself, the office door opened and an elderly man stepped inside, moving slowly with the help of a wooden cane. His eyes, sharp despite his age, landed immediately on the envelope in her hands. In that silent moment, something shifted, the laughter faded, and even the air seemed to pause. When he gently asked where she had found it, Marina repeated her story, this time with a trembling voice. As she spoke, the old man's expression changed from confusion to relief, and then to something deeper, gratitude. He explained that the papers inside were his original hand-drawn plans, months of delicate work he believed were lost forever. Suddenly, the very thing that had been mocked a moment ago became priceless before their eyes. And for the first time, everyone in the room realized that her small act of honesty carried a weight far greater than anyone expected. The room felt different now, quieter, almost humbled by the truth that had just unfolded. Grant Harrington, who only minutes earlier had laughed so freely, suddenly found himself without a single word. His polished confidence melted into an uncomfortable silence as he realized how wrongly he had judged the girl standing before him. Arthur, the elderly architect, spoke gently to Marina, thanking her with a sincerity that made her eyes drop to the floor, unsure how to handle such genuine appreciation. He asked about her life, her school, her grandmother, not out of pity, but out of respect for the strength she had shown. And in that moment, Grant saw what he had missed entirely, a child who walked miles not for reward, but for integrity. That realization softened something inside him, forcing him to confront his own arrogance. Because sometimes, the most powerful lessons come from the people we least expect. As Marina stepped back into the sunlight outside the massive tower, she felt lighter, though she couldn't quite explain why. She hadn't gone there expecting praise or opportunity, she only wanted to return something that wasn't hers. But her one simple act rippled outwards in ways she never imagined. Arthur insisted on staying connected with her grandmother, offering support for her education and even a chance to learn from him if she ever wished to pursue architecture. And Grant, humbled by the moment, walked her out personally, a gesture that stunned everyone who witnessed it. Marina didn't know that her honesty had softened a hardened businessman, restored hope to an aging architect, and reminded an entire office that goodness still exists. She just knew she had done what her heart told her was right. And sometimes, it's the smallest act of kindness that ends up changing more than one life.